Aliens issue warning about poor leadership and nuclear poisoning of the Earth.
People of Earth, I am Zawanadon from Herculon. We are your neighbors, located just 5 minutes away. Normally we communicate telepathically, but today we are using a device so you can hear voices we do not have. I can only spend a short time with you, and then I must go. I will impart as much wisdom as I can, and you must learn very quickly to benefit from my thoughts. We are 328 light years from Earth, but it does not take us long to travel home or to visit your beautiful blue planet, just 5 minutes. We increase our vibration level and enter a higher dimension where time and distance physics are different. This is why we can travel so great a distance in so little time. The speed of light is much faster than your scientists have calculated. Also, light does not travel in a straight line, and so your method of measuring distance is meaningless. Please do not be misled by our use of your terms for the distance of 328 light years. It is your scientists who place us at that distance, and this is incorrect. We are much farther. You have much to learn about the universe, and you will learn it if you survive, but the odds are against survival of any species, however strong, however brilliant they are. Your chances of survival can be compared with a soldier standing up and walking 5 kilometers across a battlefield, with armies on either side of him firing directly at him. You focus on riches and luxuries instead of what is really important, survival. Once you have learned about all the societies which have failed, you will respect life and not be so foolish about the most important aspect of life, survival. We have traveled to many star systems, and we have seen many civilizations. As we report that most societies do not survive, we also report that there are as many reasons for their failures as there are vanquished and extinct civilizations. You might think it's sad when a civilization is destroyed, but it's not sad at all. This is how the universe grooms itself and maintains perfect balance. You shed dead skin, and the universe sheds its wastes as well. You practice many times at the piano, and then you give one great performance. The great performance you give depends upon all those trial runs that some would consider a waste. But the great performance is not possible without the trials, and societies are the same way. It's funny that you know very well that you must practice to get to Carnegie Hall, but you fail to see why it is necessary for most societies to vanish. Do you dispose of the video of you practicing to be a piano great? It is no longer useful, and so you discard it, as if you don't want to remember when you were learning. The factory does not put out perfect products, and some are rejects. In the universe, only the best one in 1,000 can prevail. I hope you understand the reason why creation chooses only one to replicate and all others must be scrapped. If you do not clean house, nature will do it for you. This is a fundamental law of the universe. If you think about it, you will agree that in most cases, the best thing that could happen is for the civilization to become extinct because it is flawed in some way and defeated by its problems. For example, one society failed because the leaders were greedy and selfish. Should those societies which cannot overcome greed exist at all? Another society failed because some would quickly sell out the rest for a quick profit. We have seen this on your planet, and if you have been unaware of it until now, you have no more excuses. Now you know. Do something about it. If any in the species would sell out the rest, should that society survive? If you use logic, you will see why such societies must vanish so that better ones will prevail. There are universal laws which must be obeyed. Service to self will not work. Service to others does work. If you have not discovered these universal laws, how can you follow them? Each individual in a society must be a moral being. When a society loses its morality, it must perish to make way for those with good intentions. Do you think anyone would desire to live in an unjust world, an immoral universe? Service to self individuals must be replaced by service to others types. Ask yourself which is better. Do you agree that nature should be comprised of the best and not be contaminated with inferior qualities of life? If only the best exists, then all progeny will be the best as well. So please do not ask us to save you when you get into trouble. Nature does not smile on those who prolong the life of a dying breed or species. If you are enslaved, it is not our kind which will save you. You may not ask us to arrest your violators and free you. This will have to be done by yourselves. Each of you has a little bit of power, but when you work together, the power is enormous. You must stop thinking that you are powerless and instead ask, what can I do? Every day you ask again, what can I do? Are you aware that everything can be defeated? Truth is the worst enemy of the dictator, and so you must know the truth and spread it. The more you spread the truth, the harder the dictator has to work to hide the truth, and since you outnumber the dictator by millions to one, you can easily defeat any dictator by spreading the truth. It is true you can do little by yourself, but your efforts multiply exponentially, and as a group you have enormous strength and unlimited potential. The first step is to give up the notion that you are powerless, because that idea was put into your head by someone who wanted to control you. You are accustomed to solving simple problems instantly by yourself. If you are hungry, you go get a sandwich. Problem solved. Big problems are solved with behavior. Spreading truth is a habit you develop, and the dictator won't like this, and he will try to control you so you don't disseminate the truth. You defy the dictator by finding a way to get the truth out to others. Discover his secrets, and then spread the truth to others by any means you can find. Videos which are served by a server are ideal because, once created, they work 24/7 for you. Do you like that term? I picked that up from one of your Earthlings. The dictator works for decades to set up a lie, and you can tear it down in a day by creating a video and telling the truth to others. If everyone adopts this habit, the dictator can't continue to hold power over you. When he tries harder, push back harder still, and you can topple him. Do not ask, how can I cure this problem? Because one individual is too feeble to cure a big problem, especially one that was put into place over decades or centuries. This problem is solved by knowing how to poison the well of the dictator. Truth will undermine the dictator and topple him. Dig out the truth, then disseminate it, and watch the dictator fall swiftly. Each of you is like a single drop of rain, but when you fall from the atmosphere, along with other drops of rain, you can become a flood, or you can provide water for lakes and streams and be an integral part of nature. You can build up a great society, or you can tear down a dictatorship. From this example, you can see that every drop of rain has value in the aggregate. You must appreciate first your own value, then the value of others to understand how each drop of rain plays a small role in providing all that is necessary to sustain life, prosper, and develop. We did not come here to give you lessons, and our visit here today is much like your stop for coffee or breakfast on your transcontinental odyssey in your own Terran travel craft. One day, perhaps, you will be much more powerful, but for now, you must do a small task in order to earn your place in this world. To begin to influence the world around you, you must begin with yourself. If you are doing nothing, then you have no value. If you begin tomorrow to participate in some small way, you change your value. As each day passes, you try to do more and your value grows. A seed can increase its value 10,000% in a single month. Consider a tomato seed. You can buy 1 ounce for $7.50, and there are 11,000 seeds. What is the cost of each? It's very small, but when you take action and plant a seed, in a month it germinates and has a value of $1. That's 10,000% growth. That is the value of a seedling, and it's yours just for taking action. The exponential growth of seeds is a design by extraterrestrials because we wanted this to be a world of plenty. Those who control you have convinced you that there is scarcity, and they force you to do without most of the things that you want. Do not accept this. Plant seeds. The truth is a tiny seed when you begin to spread it, but it grows exponentially when others hear your message of truth. Do not rely on spreading the truth by telling others, for this is inefficient. You have the internet today, and one well-thought-out message properly recorded and decorated with images can reach 25,000 people. And on this channel, you can see videos with views of 50,000 and more. One person can reach 500,000 in less than 1 year. You must recognize that this is the work of just one person who decided to put out a message. And if you are not capable of putting out a message, you should just put out the message of your favorite videos by posting them or linking to them, and that's doing your share. People who put forth no action are worthless, and they deserve to fail. Those who take action are valuable, and their value continues to grow like the base of a pyramid. The pyramid is a symbol of exponential growth, and it should be your model for taking action. You sit at the top of a very large pyramid, and as long as you do nothing, you are the base of that pyramid. You have 2 choices. 1, take action, or 2, do nothing. Value comes only from action, not inactivity. People who have a lot of value are deeply missed when they are gone. Most people want to be loved, but they don't know how to make others love them. Be of value to others, and they will deeply miss you when you are no longer here. Many of you have noticed that your weather is changing. You have areas with drought and some with too much rain. Sometimes it's cold when it's supposed to be hot. Earthquakes and volcanoes are more common than before, and you're wondering why. Years ago, your scientists had a theory about nuclear physics. They thought it was possible to split the atom, and they were right, but they only understood part of the nuclear reactions and were unaware of the subatomic particles that were released by these nuclear reactions. Your scientists thought they understood, and little did they know that the subatomic particles pass through the containment vessels and damage it, so that after a decade, larger parts of the atom are able to escape. This was a disaster, and your scientists became aware of the damage caused by subatomic particles, but they did nothing to avert the destruction. Then scientists began to notice a hole in your ozone layer, which allows deadly rays to attack the Earth. Still, your scientists did nothing, because your leaders were greedy, and they only cared about money, and they ignored all life forms. Earlier, we considered which life forms should exist. Logic tells you that any form of life which does not consider other forms of life and allows all forms of life to perish should perish too, doesn't it? Greed and corruption will swiftly lead to disaster, and your course currently is total extinction, not only of your own kind, but all life on Earth. This ozone protects the life on Earth that all other life depends upon. It protects all living creatures from ultraviolet light, which kills all life forms. Skin cancer used to occur in only 1 in 1,500 people, and today it's 1 in 150. Does this suggest that something is wrong? Do you think your leaders are not aware of this? They amass fortunes which cannot be spent unless life prevails. They seek every opportunity to make a profit, but they do not tend to the preservation of the planet, so what good is the money? Greed makes people stupid. The lust for power over others is the driving force as well. This is why greed and the lust for power are vices, not virtues. Nuclear testing has now been done by many of your nations, and each one is contributing to the destruction of life on your planet. Life has no chance to survive now on your planet. Soon all life will cease to exist here on this beautiful planet. We cannot save you, and your leaders have no desire to save you. They seek profits now, and they don't care about tomorrow or the big picture. They are very foolish, and they deserve to die. We will not intervene, for this is your job. We have a duty to tell you, and if you do not take action as individuals, you will pay the price. Let me leave you with one last thought. War is unnecessary. We are all one. Any organism which attacks itself will die. We are finished, and now we must go. You will perish, and rightfully so.